Okay, Davey, I want you to read this paragraph. I want to check how good is your pronunciation going. Okay, teacher. So I'm gonna start. I had a great weekend on Friday afternoon. I finished work at 5 p.m. I went home and took a shower. Then I went to see a couple of my friends at a bar downtown. Well, Davey, there are two very simple rules about word stress. One word has only one stress. One word cannot have two stresses. If you hear two stresses, you hear two words. Two stresses cannot be one word. It is true that there can be a secondary stress in some words, but a secondary stress is much smaller than the main primary stress, and is only used in long words. And the second rule is we can only stress vowels, not consonants. We had a couple of beers and then I stuck. Tom told us about his new job, and Jim told us about his new girlfriend. After a while, we went to a restaurant and had pizza. I went to bed late that night, but I was very happy. Okay, Davey, you kind of have a good pronunciation, but just remember there's a word for stress on the first syllable, and it's the most two-syllable nouns and most two-syllable adjectives. For example, the noun presents, pour, china, and table, and the adjectives present, slender, clever, and happy. So it's not pronounced happy, but happy. It's not pronounced clever, but clever. On Saturday morning, I went running in the park. I ran 5 kilometers and then came home. Well, Davey, remember that for compound words, words with two parts, there are 3 rules. The first one is for compound nouns. The stress is on the first part. For example, blackbird, greenhouse. The second rule is for compound adjectives, the stress is on the second part. For example, bad temper, old-fashioned. And the third rule is for compound verbs, the stress is on the second part. For example, understand, overflow. So you're not going to pronounce understand or overflow. No, it's understand, overflow. After that, I met my girlfriend for lunch. We went to a Thai restaurant near my house. I love Thai food. I spent the evening with my girlfriend watching TV on the sofa. Okay, Davey, your pronunciation is not that bad, but you have to work on those rules of stress syllable and sometimes as well intonation. Intonation is a very important thing in English, just to make sure that you are communicating the words correctly. So as the last tip, just don't forget that there are many two-syllable words in English whose meaning in class change with a change in stress. The word present, for example, is a two-syllable word. If you stress the first syllable, it's a noun, so give, and an adjective, opposite of accent. But if we stress the second syllable, it becomes a verb, to offer. More examples, the word sport or export, the word import or import, the word contract or contract, and the word object or object can all be nouns or verbs depending on whether the stress is on the first or second syllable. The next day I got up and caught the train to my parents' town. I usually go to see my parents on Sundays, at least twice a month. My mom usually makes a rolls and we go for a walk in the park or in the country after lunch.